Welcome to our team training and inspiration Monday night call. We're so excited to have you guys here, and I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day, and I hope that you're getting back to the grind. I know it's taken me a couple days to rebound, and so if you're feeling that way, you're in good company. However, we also have some other people that are pumping it and they've got big goals for this month, and you're going to hear from some of them tonight. So, little thought to lead us off here. I was thinking about how I feel like a lot of times especially in the beginning, when I was first growing my team, I felt like things had to be like an event and like a thing. And so I would plan a call and I would invite everyone and I would focus on like planning and inviting and doing this big event. And it would just be like Brooke and I that would show up. And it was awesome, right? Brooke, me, and then Amy Paul, which is Brooke's sponsor. And we would be like, awesome! We planned a great event that nobody came to and nobody signed up from. And then as time went on, what we got better at doing was like just hopping on a call unplanned, very last minute. And I'd be like, Brooke, oh my gosh, can you get on a Zoom tomorrow at 6 a.m. and just talk to this girl that I have who wants to get on a call, who I've talked to about the products. Sent her health stories. She totally needs this. Cost is her biggest objection, but I think if she could just talk to you, like she would sign up, right? And Brooke would be like, yeah, sure. Send me a Zoom link. And we would get on the Zoom, 6 a.m. Hawaii time, 9 or 10 a.m. Utah time. The girl would come on the call and Brooke would meet her and she would sign up after, with the exception of one time, and she signed up like 2 years later. Some people just take longer to brew and cook, right? And that really is what shifted everything in my mind of, yes, there's a time and a place for a formal event. Of course there are. That's why we have the 3-day challenges. That's why we have the business events on Thursday night. It's why we will do like a Facebook event. But so many times you'll see us throw things together last minute. And for the planning people, this drives you crazy. And I empathize with that because I know that for the planning people, you want to plan ahead, you want to have it be meaningful, and we need those things too. So I'm not saying we don't need those things. But one of the things that I feel like can really take your business to the next level this month is the ability to just impulsively whip something together. What do we need? We need a Zoom. When do we need it? Tonight, like in an hour. Who can I get on that call, or who can I get on there with me? If I can't get my sponsor to do it, who can I team up with that also maybe has a friend to do it, right? Just throwing things together, like MacGyvering it. That's what I want you to think about this entire month, is how can you MacGyver together your next rank up that you think is way too out of the realm. Like, what story are you telling yourself? Like, oh, I can't get to gold, it's too far away, or I can't get to senior gold, or whatever. What if you could get to senior gold and then some? What if your goal is to come in at 250? What if you change that to 300? And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's just too big. Why is it too big? Like, walk yourself through in your brain why it's too big, and then break it apart. Break it down and say, well, it wouldn't be too big if I signed someone up and they signed up 10 people. Or it wouldn't be too big if I poured into so-and-so and helped her get to super silver. Or it wouldn't be too big if I reached down and helped somebody go silver and then helped somebody go silver. And then I put all those pieces together and oh my gosh, it's way past my initial goal. So that is my thought for you, is how can you MacGyver together something bigger than you think is possible this month? And as you listen to this call tonight, with some tips and training from our amazing leaders that are hopping on and sharing with us, be thinking about how can I MacGyver things together and do more than I think I can. So, Brooke, will you share a little bit about the nuts and bolts of a Zoom call?
Hey guys, somebody give me a wave here. I wish I could see all your faces. I'm on my phone most of the time up here in the mountains because my internet's not great. And I love the days when I can see everybody's face on a Zoom. But as Emily was talking, I was actually thinking about, oh my gosh, this is exactly what my team members did last month. Like the just on the fly, last minute, let's just throw something together. Let's hop on a FaceTime for 20 minutes. Let's hop on a Zoom for half an hour. I mean, I saw Julia doing that all last month, kind of like hustling. And she sent me these really cute voice messages a couple of times. She's like, I've just decided it's a yes month and I'm just going to say yes. And because I always talk about it's a yes day, it's a yes day. Like just say what would happen if you just said yes? I mean, your kids might have to eat frozen pizza a couple times that week, or things might be a little bit different, and that's not how it has to be all the time. I think sometimes we hold ourselves back because we're afraid of what might happen, right? We're afraid that, oh, if I do that, I might neglect my kids too long, when really it's, oh, maybe just a couple of nights you're throwing together dinner and it's kind of just thrown together, right? And so everything may not look perfect, but when I think about this, I think for every person that says it can't be done, there's somebody else that's doing it. And for every person that says it's not possible to grow 200 or 300 points from gold to senior gold or senior gold to ruby this month, there's somebody else doing it. And when I think about Julia, that's exactly what she did last month. When I think about Kanani, that's exactly what she did to fast start senior gold, is she would just call me and be like, hey, can you get on a FaceTime in an hour? I think I've got this person. I think they might be ready if they can just talk to you. Okay, Janelle, fast start gold. Hey, can we do a Zoom tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Like literally the night before? Sure. Like, obviously if I have something else going on, I won't do that. But I made myself more available. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately from a lot of other just incredible people that I admire in business and in life and the way they live their lives. And they said they're working harder during this time of COVID than they have been working in the past. And they're working harder because they want to show up for their teams. They want to make sure their teams are successful. They want to make sure people are paid. They want to make sure that everybody is getting what they need. And I feel the same fire. Is like, well, I feel like this is a time as a leader, whether you are a gold leader, a senior gold, a ruby leader, or whatever, is that when times are kind of weird and funky like this, that's when we have to show up and we have to, really be there for our teams. So I'm just going to show you some things that I mapped out the other day. This is a map. We're trying to get Kanani to ruby this month. And so I just wrote it all out. I wrote out her people and I was like, okay, I think this person could get 3. So I've got a lot of blank spaces here, a lot. But when I drew it out, it was like, okay, that does not look super impossible, because if everybody does a little bit, then she can grow 250 points in her organization. Another example I did for Janelle, she's my girl that went gold in 30 days. We're mapping out senior gold. I drew it out. The same thing. All you need is a piece of paper, guys. Draw it out tonight. Where do you want to go? I was like, okay, we'll help this person go gold. We'll help these 4 people go silver. It's a lot of lines and it can look intimidating, but as the month goes on, we're just going to start putting names in those lines. And the way we're going to start doing it is we're going to be creative. There is no one way that is perfect for anybody. There's no one way. Like for some of you guys, you love 3-day challenges and you put people on 3-day challenges. For some people, you don't use those at all. I'll tell you, for me, it was a combination last month. I had 2 of my personals were people that I put in a 3-day challenge that was an old 3-day challenge. It wasn't even a 3-day challenge that was happening right then and there. It was, you know what? They needed some information. I gave them some in Messenger. They wanted a little bit more. I said, hey, we have this little info group I could add you to. There's some live testimonials and some product information. There's a couple of things I'd like to tag you in. Could I add you to that group? And they were like, sure, no problem. So I added them to that group. I tagged them on the things I wanted to tag them on. The very next day I followed up and they both signed up.
Brooke, was
I
that the
didn't wait.
3-day challenge? Was the info group your 3-day challenge?
The info group is my 3-day challenge. I call it my info group, okay? And I'm not even as on top of it as Emily, because every single week she reposts the content like it's new. Me, I'm like more like every other week. Okay, so it like sits in there, but we always put new live testimonials in. So every 3-day challenge, we get new live testimonials in there so that it is new and fresh in that sense. But I call it my 3-day info group. And I don't even need somebody to have samples to be in there. Like, I use it as a third-party validation, even though it's information that I posted and it's like stuff that I wrote. Like, they feel like they're reading something else, and they can go in there and watch testimonials. And because we have 15 live testimonials, I can find a live testimonial that would speak to them, and I can tag them on that. So I'm using that as a third-party tool. Okay, so that's one way. So I'm going to get people to silver, and I'm going to grow by doing 3-day challenges or using the 3-day info group. However you want to say it, just make it fit that person. The second thing is group FaceTimes. I've been doing a lot of group FaceTimes. I want to encourage you guys that don't have big groups to get on a Zoom. Zoom can be a little bit more intimidating. If they have an iPhone and you can do 3 people or 4 people on a FaceTime, all you do is at the bottom, you like hit the little thing and it comes up to where you can add somebody else to a FaceTime. And we've been doing those real time. It's like real time. Okay, great. She's on the FaceTime with this person. Add me in. And we talk for 15 or 20 minutes. We get off and they sign up because I'm giving them a strong product recommendation, being super confident. Okay. Now let's talk about Zooms. Why Zooms? Because you can do a lot in 30 minutes. And if you're in the momentum movement, you're going to have the opportunity tomorrow and Wednesday to see Emily and I do a mock Zoom, and to also get the layout, like the script that basically that you could work from to do a business 30-minute Zoom or a product 30-minute Zoom. Or you're just going to practice and get better at it. And the first few times you do it, you'll probably talk way too long, and it'll be like an hour, and it's just, that's too much. But that's okay. You have to learn, because when Emily and I did our Zooms in the beginning, they were like an hour, right, Emily? Like, we would do these Zooms and we'd be so pumped up and excited about them, and it'd be like an hour long, and it's like, oh my gosh, that is too much, right? So this is about short and sweet and talking about the 3 paths that Plexus has: consciously clean skincare, gut health and root healing, natural weight loss and energy management. Those are our 3 categories. And then you get to break those down really briefly, share your story, and then your friend that invited you to host it for you, if they have some experience on the product, they'll share their experience on the product. If they don't have any experience yet, it doesn't matter. I don't even call anybody else to come and be on this Zoom with me except them, because your testimony alone as a sponsor coming in is enough. You are the third-party validation. So like Emily said, you don't have to make this a big event where you go and find 3 people to share a testimonial. Just you hopping on there with 3 to 5 of their friends, and you helping them to learn how to casually invite somebody to this, to make it feel like it's not a big formal to-do where they have to buy a bunch of stuff. Nobody wants to tune into that. But people are more than happy to hang out with their friends on a 30-minute Zoom. And one of the best invitations I've seen for this actually came from Sierra. She practically fast started gold under Julia last month. So she came up with this invitation that was just super casual. It was like, hey Jess, I know that you're super into health and wellness. I'm going to be doing this 30-minute Zoom about some gut health products I'm taking. It'd be really fun to have you there. Do you think you could come tonight at 8? It was just super simple like that. It wasn't like a big detailed explanation about what Plexus was. It was like, hey, I know you're into health and wellness. It'd be really fun to have you. Can you come? And so we want to teach people how to invite very casually, and we want to show them what that invitation looks like before they have the opportunity to say no. I'm a big believer in show them what it looks like and then give them the opportunity to say no or yes. Most of the times people will say no because they just think it's going to be a big salesy thing, and they don't know what it's going to look like, and they don't know what to say. So it's just easier to say no. But if you're giving them the exact steps and verbiage, it's more comfortable for them. So Janelle had a great question. Janelle Mathieson on here today. She said that all of her new level 2s from last month, no, I don't know who we were talking about. Okay, somebody, it's already a blur, but somebody that had enrolled 6 people, okay, or somebody that had enrolled 3 people for the first time last month. So we'll call these your new sharers. How do we get our new sharers to do more this month? How do we get them to take the next step? This is so important because a lot of us stop at silver. We're like, all right, got them to silver. They don't want to do a business. They told me they don't want to do a business. Okay, that's fine. But they signed up 6 people last month. Does anybody have anybody like that? Or put it in the comments. Or did you have somebody new that signed up 3 people? Who here on this call had a new sharer sign up 3 people or 6 people last month? I know there's some of you here. Emily's got one. I've got a couple. Janelle's got one. I'm sure there are some. I'm not seeing anything in the comments, but I know you guys have some. So if you've got those new sharers that say they don't really want to do a business, are you being direct enough with them about what they're missing out this month on? Because I told Janelle, I said, Janelle, I would reach out to this lady that sponsors, was it 6 or 7, Janelle? I can't remember. 7, right? She sponsored 7 people, and she's been on the products for years. And she sponsored 7 people with Zooms last month. Okay, so Janelle's like, hey, do you want to keep going? And I was like, that's great, Janelle, but she told you no because she doesn't know what that looks like. And so I said, reach back out to these people that got 3 or 6 people last month and say, I would love to help you keep helping your friends. Like, that was so fun last month. It was super easy. We can do more Zooms, or I could teach you how to reach out to people that are really on your heart, that you're thinking about, that need these products. And when you enroll 6 more people this month, you'll make between $650 and $750. Would you like me to help you do that? So I was just like, you got to tell her what she's missing out on. And the reason she's missing out on that much money is because if she was only silver and she sponsors 6 people, she gets $350 for the May bonus. She gets $150 for super silver. She gets all the welcome pack bonuses, and she makes just as much money as she made last month, sponsoring 6 people. And so think about it, guys. If you help take somebody from that place to super silver this month, you have helped them make a steady income of $600 to $700 2 months in a row. Then what are you going to do in June when we have convention and we have other fun things and we have new products? You're going to help them go gold. And for 3 months in a row, they're going to have steady, consistent income of $700 to $1,000. And you might have on your hands an accidental business builder. And you have to be smart about how you talk about it. You're not talking to them about doing a business. You're like, you know, that was pretty easy last month. That was really fun. I'm sure you've got some more friends that need these products. What if we hosted a couple more Zooms, or helped your team members host a Zoom, and we got you 6 more people? This is how much money you would make in referral bonuses. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that and just continuing to duplicate down the Zooms over and over. And if we don't have a lot of people for a Zoom, I'm going to do FaceTime on the fly. And if we can't get them on FaceTime, I'm going to do a 3-way message. And if we can't get them on a 3-way message, I'm going to say, are you on Facebook? Awesome. We have this little info group I'd love to add you to and tag you on a few posts I think you need to see. This is how you grow. And if you have level 2s that you don't know that signed up last month, it's time to get to know them. It's time to work together as a team. If you are super protective of your people and you don't want anybody else to talk to your people, I am going to tell you that's murder. It's murder to your organization. Your sponsor wants to help you. Your sponsor is a third-party validation. They're another person that can come in there and help to develop somebody. It's not that you're not as good. It's not that you don't have the skills. It's just that you are enough, but you're also not enough. And so let other people come in and let other people help you to develop your people past silver or super silver or gold, and work together. Because I will say that was the magic last month for me. That was the magic last month for Julia when we were really working together and she was working together with Sarah, is we were all working together. All our hands were in the pot with, okay, I can't do it at that time, but can you? Okay, great. I can't do that one, but can you do that one? Okay, great. Divide and conquer. There is so much potential, and I feel like we all needed a breather at the beginning of May, because April was an awesome month. It was so awesome, but it's not over. And we're not going to get these gifts and these presents and these bonuses and these discounts again. Like there's no way this is happening in June again. There's no way. And I just feel like, oh my gosh, everybody, come on. Okay, we had our rest. It's time to go. It is like, go time. Like drop and give me 50. Like drop and give me 50 messages. Drop and set up 5 Zooms. Like time to wake up. We got to sleep long enough. Now it's time to get our team to add 1,000 people this month. Now it's time to get your team to add another 50. It's time to get your team to add another 100. Guys, we have the best of the best, and we are so blessed, and it's time to wake up. So that's all I have to share tonight.
Thank you, Brooke. I love how you gave us so many examples of how to keep things really casual, right? And I saw some questions that were being asked about how direct should we be. I feel like you definitely addressed that, about you're not being direct. You're not saying, let's make you some money. You're saying like, let's gather some friends. Super, super laid back and just not in a
Be
box.
normal.
Not
Be
in
normal.
a box. Yeah. So love that.
Normal.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, next on the training list, this will be the last thing that we share about tonight, is Ruby Ambassador Leah Carlson. And she is already killing it this month. She has signed up 2 already, right, Leah? Where are you at?
Hello.
Where'd she go? There she is. You signed up 2 this month already, Leah?
Yes.
And then you helped a level 2 sign up to today, and a 3rd tomorrow?
Yes.
And then you have another level 1 who signed up 1 or 2 this month already?
Yes.
So her team is on fire, right? And it's not just happening. It's not organically happening. Leah is intentionally digging in every single day. And so she's going to talk to us about what that looks like. So get your pen and paper out. If you haven't had it out already with Brooks, I'm sure you did, but get it ready again to get going with Leah. She's going to tell you her exact actions for what she's doing to add all these people and grow her team this much already.
Thank you, Emily. That was so nice. Okay, so honestly, you guys, I feel like I'm on fire because of the momentum movement. Seriously, this is so amazing for me. I feel like it's a restart and a refresh. Sitting down and doing my rank up graphics and my vision board. I haven't done that in years, like literally, and I might cry because it's been a long time. It's been a long time, but I just kind of lost belief in myself, and when I saw those graphics, it just made me excited again, and just like revisiting my goals and mapping it all out. And then, sorry, let me get it together. Okay. Sitting down and deciding with my level 1 Rebecca, who's on here, to just sit down and do this together. We have sacrificed a lot more time than we normally do. But I think the first thing that helped me was, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this all the way. I'm just gonna do this because this is like my last ditch effort to like be consistent and to do this. So I'm just gonna do what they tell me to do, and I'm gonna sacrifice my time and just see how it works. And guess what? It works. Right? It works. Okay, so last week was the first week that I was in the momentum movement, and I just went through. I was super excited. I did the 6 foundational things, like getting consistent, getting clear in your mind, all of the things that they told me to do. And I started to sacrifice my time more. And I realized that it really is about the casual, just doing it when you can do it, because I was too good with my boundaries. That's the thing they talked about in the webinar, but I when I first started Plexus, I had 0 boundaries, and then that was bad. So, so then I like read a book about boundaries, and I got all these really good boundaries, and I made, all this stuff. But it was too good of boundaries. And so I was lying to myself about what I was actually doing in my business. And when I look back at my day, it's like, okay, but how much time did I do other things? Like what Brooke was talking about, like, your kids don't have to eat great meals every night. Well, guess what? Even when I wasn't working my business, my kids weren't eating great meals every night, right? Like, I made sacrifices even if I didn't want to make the meal, you know what I mean? So it's like what's happened this week is when I rise to the occasion, everything rises with me. So my house is cleaner, actually. Like, the meals are getting made, and like everything's working out, and I'm still working my business more. And sorry, I'm kind of a scatterbrain, but I'm just so excited. My next door neighbor is the one who signed up, and so her and I just clicked from the beginning. It's just normal, like it's just natural, and we just became friends. And then it just came up, like Plexus just came up, so it was really natural. And that's not something that I've been doing. I've been like being weird about Plexus, you guys. I'll own it. I've been being weird. Like just not being friends with people and just messaging people about Plexus, and they're like, I don't know you. Don't talk to me, So you don't be weird. You just be friends with people. But also, I've been taprooting, so it's been kind of scary for me because I'm really big on letting my people be independent, like my level ones. Like, okay, do your thing, whatever. Like, I'm here to help, but I would never like push and do what I know that they needed, you know. So I just, I realized that some of them were floundering a little bit, and so I said, you know what? Emily and Brooke gave me permission to do this, so I blamed it on them. But I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna help you, and we're just gonna, I'm just gonna go in there and help you with your level 2s, and it'll teach you like what to do, and you'll be more comfortable, and it's gonna be okay. Like, of course I have to say, I don't want to step on your toes, but I'm not like that, so I'm gonna step on your toes, basically. But it's been great, and I've been able to be more bold. I mean, you guys, it's been a week, so I'm gonna keep trying. But I've been able to be more bold with my level ones, and who have been working for a while, and it's just so exciting because it's happening. Like, things are happening. I asked my friend to share. She got her mom and her daughter, and her husband's gonna sign up, and she's over in like 3 days, and it doesn't always happen like that, you guys. Last month was hard for me. I didn't have a great month last month. I signed up 3 people, but 2 of them didn't order welcome packs, and they ghosted me. You know what I mean? So it's not always perfect, but it's just keeping going. Like, just keep going. It's not always gonna be exactly the same. So I don't know what else I want to say. Just keep being bold. Oh, I remember the other thing. Something else that I'm really passionate about that I don't always do, but I've started to do again, is you need to take charge and do something for your own business. Like, our team is doing Zooms now every other Wednesday for just like different topics, so that it's there and we're in charge of it. Because when you're in charge of something, you make sure people get there, and it's just such a big difference when you're in charge. So just, yeah, I mean, that's about all I have to say.
Yeah, I love what you said. It's so amazing to like see you, number one, like have this huge shift just this month especially, but really it's been coming on for the last couple of months, changes that you've made and commitments that you've made to yourself and personal development and things like that. It's fun seeing your leaders in here. Rebecca's like, it's amazing to work with you the last year, but especially the last week.
Yeah.
And when I read that message, I was like, your teams are waiting for you to show up for them. They don't want you to hide behind your leader or the Zoom call that someone else has planned or whatever. And it's not to say that you need to have your own 3-day challenge. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't. Like, use the big group one so we can have a lot of social proof for everyone. What I'm saying is that your team wants you to step up and say, I'm the leader, I know where we're going, and we're gonna solve these problems together. They want you. Like, Leah's people want her, not me. And the more that you keep giving them me or Brooke or whoever else and not you, the more disservice you're giving your team, even though you might not have all the experience or know all the ways that work. They want you before they want anybody else. And this is a super hard thing to learn. And I'm not perfect in it either, right? Like, if I can hide behind Brooke, I totally will, right? So, like, recognize that even I do that. We all do that at times. We want to hide behind someone and let them do it. But when we step out and we decide to trust ourselves and to be a leader of our own people, they respond hugely. And they're like, right? Like, I'm ready. Bring me in, right? And so it's okay and it's normal to like need to rest on someone every once in a while, but then lead out. The more that you lead out, you can always come home and you can always come to dinner at mom's house on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you have the team call on Monday night. We're all here to have Sunday dinner together on a Monday night. But then what are you going to do the rest of the week? Show up as the leader and lead out for your people. Plan something. Like Leah's like, yeah, we provide it, because if she provides it, then she makes sure she brings people to it. And she has her people bringing people to it, because you can't hide in a small Zoom like you can on a big one, right? The other thing, Leah, what do you do the night before? Because I feel like you're doing some intentional planning the night before. Is that, you were telling me, like, did you, I don't feel like you talked about that.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I do scheduling. I've been working on my schedule for about a year, like being able to schedule and when I schedule, and it's all in the momentum movement, you guys. So if you're not a good scheduler, it's there to teach you how to do that. But I have a sheet that I use. I don't know if I can grab it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has brain dump on the back, and then it has like your top 3 priority, and then get it done. So really, I usually just do my brain dump right here. Like, okay, what do I want to get done today? I just write it all right there. And then I put it in my schedules as like the time, and then grateful for, that's what you're grateful for. It's a good thing. And then I put like an affirmation at the top, but it helps me check it all off. So like this was today, so I can just check off what I did and give myself a grade. I need to give myself a grade. And then, so it helps me to see like where my work time is, but I also am trying, to push my boundaries. I'll like write notes like, okay, this time I can do plexus work if I need to, or, like during helping kids or whatever, so that I can remember that I can do it not just at that time. So like today what was it? It was right before lunch. So it was kind of like a transitioning time. And my neighbor's like, hey, like come over. My mom wants to sign up. And I was like, okay, like let me just get my kids settled for 5 minutes and then I'll come over. And it was fine. Like I didn't do the exact thing on my list, but I went over and I signed her up and I signed up her daughter. And it was like 30 minutes, actually I couldn't sign them up because it was right during the active time, but I got all the information and signed them up later.
Like, I'm trying to sign 2 people up. What's going on with the website? I'm like, take their information.
It's okay. Yeah. No, and what's funny is later I signed them up like 10 minutes before I taught piano lessons. I signed them up while I was going to the bathroom on my phone. So, I got it done.
Can I say something about this that I love is, some of you guys are listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, but I don't want that. Like, I don't want that life. I don't want to bend. And that's fine. But one of the things that shifted my perspective on this was that it doesn't last forever, and it's not like this forever. And it's a season. And that's something that really helps to put it in perspective. Is this a problem or is this a busy season? If it's a busy season, you can shift your attitude around it and you can have gratitude for it instead of being like, oh my gosh, I have so much work. So many people want my time. Oh my gosh. And if that's the way you feel about it, it's going to be a drag. But if you look at it and you're like, holy cow, this is amazing. This is a season. I'm going to take it. And one of the podcasts I was listening to today, it was an Ed Milet one, and he was interviewing somebody, and he said basically that what helps is if he prepares his family for it. And I feel like that's been true for me, and maybe Leah for you, or Emily, or anybody else on this call, is that if you prepare your support system for it and you say, listen, you know, I've got this new person and they are just really going, and I'm going to have to do a lot of calls and things are going to be a little bit different this month, but you know, this is what's going on. Like if people understand what's going on, it doesn't create the same frustration. And if you yourself understand this is a season, but I feel like if you really latch onto somebody and you train them and you do a lot with them in the beginning, they become independent a lot faster. See, you're just dragging out the misery when you're like making it take forever and you're not really, you know, latching on and creating that really strong personal training and time with that person. You're making it last longer. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know, I just want you to understand from the perspective of somebody that's been doing this for 4.5 years, that you don't always have seasons like that. You don't always have people that are knocking down your door wanting to build. You don't always have people knocking down your door wanting to go silver. And so if that is the state you're in right now, the only feeling you should have for that is gratitude, because it's awesome and it's exciting and it's a season. So ride with it, run with it, just go with it as much as you can. And to create more peace at home, just make sure everybody understands, hey, this is what's going on. This is why I'm on a little bit more calls. This is why my schedule's a little bit different than it used to be. I just want you to understand this is why, but this will pass. So an example of this would be like, I sent Emily a screenshot last Friday after our 2-hour webinar and after we've been working all week long to create the momentum movement stuff, which selfishly we created for you guys. We just invited everybody else to come into it. We really want you to do it for you. Like we want you guys to show up and really do it. I got on a FaceTime at 11 p.m. on Friday night because my Hawaii team is on Hawaii time. And I sent her a screenshot. I was like, guess what I'm doing? I'm helping somebody get their next new builder, like at 11 o'clock. Like, I mean, would I normally do that? No. Am I going to do it this month? Yes. It's okay. It's not forever. So I'm going to give you a couple more marching orders if I can really quick, before they hop off to help you do.
Orders are for the people that maybe don't know what that term is yet. And thank you, Leah, so much for sharing so beautifully all your perspective and tools and tips. So appreciate you.
We love you, Leah. It's so fun to see it, like to see the people that have been with us for, 4 years or more. Like this to me is proof that you can get momentum at any time. Any of you guys think, oh, it's past my season. I'm like, well, I can give you about 5 examples or 10 examples of people that have been with us a long time that are experiencing an amazing wave of momentum. So it's never over. So marching orders are in the momentum movement. Every Friday after the webinar, we give marching orders, but these, it's just like your tasks or things to help focus you. So I'm using that term kind of interchangeably here on the team call, but we want to help you to have a clear plan. And so the way you make a map like this is you open up your virtual office and you sort it back to April, end of April. How many points did people have in your organization? Who was close to gold? Who was close to super silver? Who was close to silver? Who had 5 or 10 points that never went silver? You will identify a whole laundry list of people. And those are the people that you can go to first. And then you want to go to anybody that joined in the last 30 days. Who are your newest people on your team? How are they doing? How are their product results? Do they need help with adjusting things? Do they know about what's going on this month? Like, you can clearly identify where people's points were, identify potential silvers, identify potential super silvers. And if you had like 5 people on your team go super silver, you just created 250 points just for helping 5 people go super silver. It is not impossible. You can do it with Zooms and 3-day challenges, no problem this month. So if you're following along in the momentum movement, you're going to learn even more detail about these things, but I would just encourage you guys to at least do that task tonight, is look at where people's points were, look at who you have, write down their names, and then start mapping out a little map for people on your team that want to go gold or senior gold or ruby or senior ruby, or your team members that want to go emerald by July 31st. Is that you? Guess what? Last month, there were several girls that went from 600 to 700 points to 1,500 points from duplicating silvers. Do not let this month go by without crushing it as hard as you can. 20 more days. Can you work hard for 20 days? Yes, you can. You can do it. It'll be worth it. It's a season, and he'll help you walk on water.
Thanks so much, guys, for being with us here tonight. I really hope that you'll take the marching orders seriously. And if you're like, I don't know how to do this, please reach out to your sponsor and have them help you. If they're not working, reach to the person above them, but include your sponsor with it, unless they're really not working, and then leave them out of it. But the way that you find these things are you go to your back office, your virtual office, you click on My Business, Points and Rank, and then you click on Achieved Level, and you click on it twice, and then it will put all of the people who have achieved a rank at the top, and then put them in order. So if you have people who say senior ambassador, that means they almost ranked silver, okay? If you have people that were gold before, but they've fallen back, it will say achieved rank gold, paid rank silver. And those are people that you want to work with to try and get them back to their rank by helping them develop new silvers and also new super silvers and golds, right? A ruby ambassador is just 5 gold ambassadors, or 4 golds and then your 20 personal enrollments, right? There's so many different ways to do this. And then of those golds, it's usually 2 silvers and some personal enrollments. And then maybe a super silver and a silver and some personal enrollments, right? So they're all broken down in that way. Reminder, there's only about 3 hours left to register for Momentum Movement. If you need the team link, it's only $19 for our team. Please message us and we'll get that to you. If people who aren't in our team, it's $149. We are killing the links tonight, and they're going to be gone forever. Like, this is your last chance. We're not opening them up. Love you. It has to be done tonight, because we don't want you to get, like, if you start later than now, there's no point, right? Like, you need to start right now so you can get caught up on last week and then have momentum in May, right? This is momentum in May. So we don't want you to start at the end of May and then have like confusion around when the work was supposed to be done. You're not buying this to have momentum later. You're buying this to have accountability now, to have momentum in May now. So this is your last chance. It's been really fun to see our team have so much success with it. And a lot of people are like, I knew the systems, I knew the tools, I don't know why it never clicked until now, right? And Brooke and I are like, well, we don't know either, but it was probably partly our fault, right? Extreme ownership. And it's forced us to write down so many of our systems and the way we execute and lead and guide and support. And so, but it's just incredible to watch the systems work for everyone. People who've been in Plexus for 4 years, people who just started last month. It's working for everyone. People that are trying to hit diamond, people that are just trying to get to silver. It's working for everyone. So it just like makes me want to cry every single night. Like last night I spent an hour going through and commenting and liking, and that's why I got put in Facebook jail, because I apparently was too efficient with all my liking and commenting. I couldn't stop myself. I literally couldn't stop myself because it was so incredible to see all these people doing the work and the actual skills that it takes and then saying, oh my gosh, it worked. Who knew? They just needed to know how to do it. So I'm so, so happy. Yeah, Facebook jail is a thing. I can't do any posting on my personal page or in the groups. I can't like or comment. So I'm so sorry. I've actually been reading a lot of your posts and I go to comment and I'm like, it cancels it. So I'm so sorry. I'll be there till Wednesday at 11:43 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, Kara went through Momentum Movement and she created topics. So if you're just joining tonight or if you've been in the group, yes, Katie Shoemaker had been asking for them as well. So they are both happy dancing about the topics. But if you are just joining, or maybe you joined and you haven't really gotten around to using the group yet, just head straight to the topics. You can see the webinars are all there. They're going to all be posted there. The marching orders have a topic. There's a topic for how to work. You'll see them all there. So make sure if you have purchased registration, then you can go ahead and ask to be added to the group. If you haven't purchased your registration yet, please ask for the link. We will get it to you. And that's all, you guys. Thanks so much for being here tonight. Take those marching orders seriously and let's map out. Don't let another day go by. Map out who you're going to help rank up, who has the potential. Do it now so that you know what to actually do for the rest of the month, right? Okay, love you guys. Thanks so much. We'll have the recording up soon. Bye.
Bye.